this split that they've gone for on Lotus, which is not exactly something that you would say that, is they feel confident about. Maybe they're switching up things because they don't really feel like they need I would say Killjoy. Forgive me, I just missed out on that because the Cypher is not coming for Grumble. And while he does feel a lot more comfortable in it, I agree. And he's been on top of his game, so there's no point in questioning him right now. I just want to see how they work around the fact that they're not going to have retake utility as much as when they have a Killjoy.
Aggression all around RDA. They're active this time. But the expense of Jensen's life, so low. Now silence all around once again. We have a team that wants to manipulate rotation, wants to force rotation, and a team that plays very slow, takes the time to really answer and figure out these puzzles.
They're going to slow it down once again, but look at how VSG have set up for this. They've got a one-way put up towards tree. They're expecting this A attack, and they've got their Fade playing so far deep. Styron, he's playing in spot, and he expects them to push in because the two of his players are going to be holding off crossing towards tree, and it's a pretty good setup as well. They still have the stun here. Smoke's fading away, and still no point of contact from RDA. There comes the flash. The one-way goes up once again. The flush in from A main, and that's going to be DSG losing their players on site.
RDA comes up with a trade as well. Members of DSG dwindling in numbers as Markel finds Styron. Full control of drop here from Sube. Crispy headshots. Can he go for another? No. Juicy answering back. 1-on-3. See magic happen, but not when Markel has something to say about it.
First round for RDA. Really meticulous, slow round. I was a little bit looking forward to the fact that DSG would be ready for it. I thought they were expecting what was going to happen, the flash in as well. They knew that Wayne's got, they knew that the doctors, going to be setting his teammates up for success at some point. But unfortunately for them, they got siphoned off into two different points of attack because Vera had to fight in the players coming in from the side of main, and Wayne was already flashed away.
Seen moments of eco wins this time around. Jensen, a bit more wise, moves out of the way quickly, knowing that there's going to be a lot more pressure coming in from B main. Juicy will be planting himself here this time. As on C, usually we see a solo Cypher there, but going to be accompanied by Styron.
Gonna close in a little slowly. A couple of bullets being fired to make sure that the box is not occupied by anybody, but Juicy, he's holding a close angle. He gets the first, no, it's gonna be Styron. They're gonna swing out towards the doctor. The nade to keep him on bay as well. The spike has been dropped at their feet. And that's a big recovery from DSG.
Able to play aggressive and just waiting to hold Markel. Good for one. Snake bite just to buy him a little bit more space. Everyone playing it a little bit more close. Yes, they're at a man disadvantage, but they are with the superior weaponry. A fair bit of damage there, Juicy. Forced to move back. Now question marks all around. RDA has been the one very privy in winning these ecos. Fixie pushing all the way back onto CT side. Wayne, wise to this push. That's caught out. Really got to give it to Fixie. Why, he's a star duelist player. Young, very quick on that reaction time. C, completely in their jurisdiction. Without Grumble, close enough to hold. That's been a big problem for them. As slowly the rotation comes through from DSG. Looking to convert this round into a win, perhaps an eco win. Sort of snowball them forward. Mound. Two members there. The spray is a bit much as Juicy tries his best. Unfortunately whiffs! And Markel takes 4 to his name. A rough start, but RDA brings it forward. Unfortunately, only 2 guns brought into the next round.
That's a really decent round for DSG. They're getting that first 2 frags on towards B main so early on, dropping the spike, forcing RDA to play a little bit more, carefully because DSG just cannot be taken lightly no matter what weapon they have in their hand. Styron and Juicy did a good job to start off the round. Unfortunately, Juicy did not end it on the best note. Doesn't matter though. With the amount of damage that they've caused, they've taken up so much of their economy because they have invested now in a Bucky onto Fixie. One little ghost onto Doctor, and the rest have a bunch of SMGs and rifles across. RDA
Look down.
Looking to attack C this time, where they've got 2 tripwires to worry about. Grumble hoping to start off once again on this map and the same note that he ended the previous one. 4 players here from the side of RDA. Nade's thrown down, and that's going to clear out at least one, not the second one. And here they go.
Age up as well. It's a lot of delay tactics used in by Grumble. He's bought so much time. Smoke set up for one way just to really cut off any line of sight onto Mound. Cage still very much up and online. RDA, they're okay to play slow. They're okay for the wait. Wayne, good to find Markel. Where's Tyron? Make sure that B is clear. Jansen, not afraid to show up where he is. And now Fixie takes out a lot of damage, goes down to Juicy and Grumble. Sube pops heads.
30 seconds
Does before he's done so again. And now Styron and Juicy. Nice cross coming in, all the way from CT. Using that utility, just deny space, corral them into a corner. It's all about just making sure they can land their shots. RDA, so excuse me, DSG, they bring the round over. Perhaps this might be the snowball moment they need.
Markel already up with the Viper Spit, by the way. This guy's amazing. He's once again taken matters into his own hands, but he alone, of course, cannot propel his team to that ascension slot. He needs his team to step up with him, and the Viper Spit is going to help them so much in this round. The first swing on Fixie! He deletes Vera out in the open there, and that's going to force the hand of RDA to actually run into the site quicker than they were expecting it to. And Wayne needs to hold them off for as long as he possibly can.
Fixie, this might be the moment where he feels a little bit more confidence in himself as the pit goes down. The Roomba does find one. Grumble finds Fixie in the end. Juicy's nades clear out the Doctor from that corner. Wayne is okay to really go for the challenge onto the pit itself. Grumble pushing out, spots out Sube. Gets so much value from the cam. Jansen coming in from 3, they're playing it very close. Markel good for the punish. It's his world. Can he be flushed out by it? No, he can't. They know he's somewhere in there. Takes some damage, sustains it. Spike has been planted. Jansen goes down, and so does Markel. Wayne completely turning around by instinct. And that is what we call game sense.
Really good stuff there from Wayne. He made sure that he used the sound cues of both of his other teammates to crawl into the Viper Spit and find the perfect timing. Styron from one end, Juicy from the other. But the initial reason why DSG win this was because of Juicy's nade and Wayne staying alive on that site. He was really, keen on probably peeking out towards tree when they were running in when Fixie came in. But he held his ground, made a fake TP sound to try and show that he got away from the site. And even though the Boombot discovered him on the back of site, they didn't really push in because he got the Juicy nade come in from heaven. The minute that dropped down, it took out the planet. The Doctor, unreasonably committing to that plant there. I think that he could have actually waited. He had a lot of time. He had the entire side in his, at least half the side in his control. I feel like he could have waited to take that plant down. Instead, the Doctor died to the nade, and that right there opened the game for them.
I see what you did there. Juicy nade. You think I wouldn't see that, huh, universe?
I mean, the Doctor didn't see it, so...
No, you did not do that. Coming into this one, I think...
I usually thought the Doctor spot out wounds really well, but he didn't see that nade coming at all.
Yeah, now coming into this one, I think it's really good that you have a player like Wayne, like Grumble. You know, I was expecting Juicy to be the unmovable, unstoppable force, but it's actually these two in the past 2 maps. This guy's the head, and I think for them, this is the moment where they really want to be able to seal this map. Look at how much more aggressive they're playing this time around. Vera once again punished for taking the more aggressive stance. They thought they could be able to challenge the God Disparity, but goes down to Juicy. At least his nades find one. Moves out of the way, Wayne. Just shadow steps back onto safety. Micro angles, checking by Fixie, making sure no one is there. Fixie has been sharp, especially on this map. He wasn't able to really shine in the last one. Wanted to make a bend. Grumble, good for 2.
There's no way.
Spraying out right as the poison orb goes up. That is disgusting as Wayne. He follows up as well. These 2 players, some of the youngest ones in the team. They really step up.
The only thing that was concerning for me is the fact that RDA had 3 players standing out in the open, right? Grumble just decides to swing out by himself. Wayne is not even looking at that angle. He swings out and he finds 2 like it's nothing. This guy is running around being invincible right now, and he's got Batman to support him right there across the corner. Double for both of them, as now they're going to look up to try and push up A once again with both their duelists. Out they go, the stun and nade combo, and Juicy pops up a showstopper, which has been taken up by the Doctor. He surgically removes one after the other, and he's going to force Vera back into his spawn.
Punished! Vera good for one more. Going for the plant. Good round. Read so well by RDA. DSG has been doing the same thing over and over. You hear the teleport come through to clear Vera from his little hidey hole. So low, 24 HP left. Only an op in hand. Markel takes up heaven. Good for 2. Yesterday, this was the moment where he's able to go for so many tabs, and he does it again. Call that area Markel's playground if you want to. Strafes all around. Grumble, good to punish. Time running out slowly. Grumble needs to play this isolated place. They know exactly where he is. Crossfires all around, but the Doctor is good to take up that fight. This time around, Doctor, as you mentioned before, surgical, precise. He goes aggressive, and no one expected it.
The showstopper was so close to getting out of the cannon. And just about a second later, the Doctor sweeps out 2 players and shoots Vera right back into that A site. And there was nothing more than he could do than get one. Once again, DSG trying the same execute. This time, they've got Styron with them. He's going to seize them out towards that A main side. But RDA, not interested. They're going to let them waste up. Yeah. They're going to do it again. They're going to let them, kind of just burn through all of that util. And they're going straight towards C.
They've had the read this time, understanding how many of DSG members want to hold the point of contestation. All eyes has been on Rubble. Vera hanging around. This time around, DSG finds themselves in the situation where they are the ones manipulated. They are the ones being forced to rotate. They made a beeline towards C, but that's never really been the point. Not too sure how the decision making is coming through here from RDA. Playing off sound cues, playing off util. Smoke set up onto B. Showstopper gonna be brought outside here by Fixie, finds no one. Doctor goes for the plant. Clears out all the way onto C side, finds nothing. Vera though,
oh my God,
takes quite a bit of damage from that showstopper. Everyone from the RDA playing a little bit more close. Door open, will he check out and see if Sube is around is the question. A lot of pressure comes through. They don't. They were all so distracted by the other member of RDA over on the other side of B main. Juicy alone catches one out. That Neural Theft gives him a lot of value. Juicy and wait for one more. Juicy gonna go for 2. Not happening. Dixie and Wayne. One-on-one here on the site with one more member of RDA all alone. But Jansen coming in from the heavens to drop down. RDA managing to chain rounds. And DSG left scratching their heads.
RDA had no right to actually win that round because Juicy got the first entry into the site on the retake, and he did really well. Sube, though, this first, and he almost found a second there. Just a little bit. In slow motion, that sound cue makes it even worse than it actually was, but it's going to be DSG having to concede another one, this time on that B site. Again, they're going to force the issue. They're going to constantly abuse that Rubble and aiming control as much as they can. While RDA are happy to let them have it, they're not going to give them too much resistance on that side. Maybe a little later into the round, as DSG actually just leave Wayne here to hold off A-main by himself, but he might just be in trouble because there's 4 people waiting to actually go out and swing him.
Arch Jensen has been doing the same cam over and over, and DSG, they're very happy to go forward and just go and release that win. He gets one, but at a cost of his own life. Neural Theft used. The entirety of the members of DSG will be found. DSG, quick rotation onto A. Nightfall comes through. Rumble, Decade moves out of the way here. not scared at all to play with this toxic screen.
Oh, look at Doctor.
Already moved out of the way, all the way onto their side. All the way onto C. Grumble quickly just pop the head of Jansen here, planting out open, which means that it's going to be a lot of pressure given from RDA. One going to come through from Mound on the side itself. Yes, they do have a lot of members onto DSG. It's about dwindling down the numbers. RDA, their post plants have been quite strong, at least on this map. So base here for the crossfires. They line up for him! Sharp! The previous IGL of Toda. This map now being able to play his own game. He looks different, Grumble. Good to pop one hit. 1-on-2 with only a sheriff. A bit much. Still, does quite a bit of damage onto the members of RDA. Markel once again being the sole reason of win for RDA. Happy to do so.
Yeah, but that was a really expensive round for DSG. They're looking to reinvest into it with a little bit more weaponry, but the problem is that they were in a 3v4. They had advantages to actually win this round out, but the lineup for Sube there kind of basically secured RDA their fifth. And this was an important round in the sense that they're going to have to now go on an eco, which means RDA are going to secure at least 6 going into the second half. And that's not going to be the good side of the round, the good side of the half for DSG, it means. They could make a comeback, obviously. Right from this instance, we've seen so many thrifties across the first 2 maps itself. No reason to see more, no reason to not see more in this third. But for the moment, it's a bit of a spread out, a little bit of a default informational play for RDA here. They've sent out the Trailblazer towards C. That's going to be a bit of a fake setup as Markel walks into the A side and look at the rotation. Oh, I think there's a spot. I think Styron just spotted a bunch of players and he's called Juicy back. And Juicy's probably going to take a peek himself as well. But DSG are ready for this.
Oh, look at that. That peek from Juicy. He just taps. RDA, Doctor and Markel good for 1 each. Pivoting onto a broken door and onto B site. Site full in their jurisdiction. Yes, it's a good call by DSG. They read it like a book, playing a little bit more passive this time, and RDA happy to take up that space. Happy to punish even. Getting 2 for themselves. This time around. Juicy is close. Good onto those headshots. Rumble. Gonna punish Jansen for going a little bit too aggressive on his own. Over in heaven, Dixie takes the space and so does Doctor. Nice cross! 3 rounds in a row from RDA. Exactly as you predicted. Now, Universe, what do you think can these guys do here?
I think the one thing they really need to focus on is trying to shut out these these late lurks towards A main, right? They've allowed RDA keep allowing DSG to take in that early control, which absolutely agreed. But what I think they need to do is right now probably set up that Vera operator, if at all possible. They don't really have the money for it at the moment. But if they can, I think the first thing they really need is an operator towards that A site. They take control, yes. But the minute it's gone, they're able to, RDA are just able to walk in and find so much more value than DSG get when they first take control themselves. So the one and only thing that they really need right now is to probably set up an operator at some point to, just flush out an entire angle, get the first picks. They need those first picks at the right time.
Jansen, sharp on that Juicy trade. Sube as well. All around, it's just a bloodbath. Sube has been massive. 2Ks, 3Ks. He brings it to the table. DSG once again find themselves at a disadvantage. So quick. RDA plays his attack side. Just now, they weren't able to challenge A. They played passive. They lost. They were playing passive and RDA punishes them. They go aggressive once again, and this time around, they still were able to take a B side hold. Call to save is here. And DSG, they don't have an answer to how RDA starts these rounds.
It's been mostly contact push, honestly. They've been playing so much on contact. It's been working for them perfectly. RDA have gotten DSG's number and they're calling it every single time. Whether they go B, they go C, they go A. They're taking initial bit of information. They know that there's going to be an A push. If there's going to be no A push, they start walking towards A. If there's going to be an A push, they let go of it. They walk C and B, and they see what's happening there. Who's there? Who do we have that we can take control of? And then there's a set execute. They know who to send in. They know how to trade. They're doing it really well at the moment. And that's exactly why I feel like they need that operator. DSG need an op, but I think it might just be too late. for that, Tash, because we're already at the end of this first half, and DSG need at least one more round to call this a successful half. Because on Lotus, if you've got a double duelist, of course you're playing for the attacking side, but you need at least a platform, a base to start on, and 8-4 seems like the bare minimum.
I agree with you there. Change in pace for RDA this time around. They want to go and play passive. Juicy punishes Markel for that. Wanted to play contact. Not too sure why the change in pace. RDA's pacing was working all around. Wondering if they're overkicking this, overreading this. Maybe Markel is
actually...
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, forgive me. I just had to make a point. They actually didn't change the pacing. They just realized one thing. It was the fact that A was not being taken control of. They didn't put in the utility, right? So DSG have been throwing in utility every time and they ignore it. The minute that they don't, that's when RDA start walking in towards the A site. And this time around, DSG just walked in themselves, found a good first pick and fell back instantly. But instead, on the B side, there's going to be a trade. 1-for-1 once again. Juicy alone. Showstopper. Oh! Amazing from Juicy. But the trade was instantaneous. They kill each other as there's still a man advantage for DSG in this retake.
The enemy battle, we didn't know he wanted a raise on raise? Incredible. Wayne, walking down A main all alone here. Gonna go for those retakes. Gonna isolate these fights, but Sube was ready for them on the A site. Heaven.
What?
So quick. What is going on? Read so well. The doctor is smiling. He's playing 40 chess. Hello?
That was a 2v3, and they're just able to again, Sube gets another double. Another impactful double from this man in a clutch situation. I thought Fixie actually didn't end up getting it, but I just want to have a look at... Oh my god! The last bullet connected to take him out. But that once again, DSG in an advantageous position, give up the shop. They line up, I wouldn't say line up, but more like a spray transfer from Sube to get a double kill once again. And the doctor, of course, finishes things off. 8-3 at the moment, and Grumble needs a little bit of map control, it seems, and he's walking out all by himself. Grumble, you need to get away from there instantly. The information has been taken. He's seen 3 on spawn, which means DSG don't really need to do anything. It's because RDA are just playing so passive. They're going to waste up utility now, try to clear out this C mound once again.
That's a good thing. It's something that DSG needs. Space. They haven't been able to retain that. This time, Fixie with the showstopper. Just bounce up forwards. Finds no one. Just completely walks to the side itself, but does connect onto Wayne. That is massive without those smokes. Grumble. He's been doing immaculate multi-frags. Hero plays even. He's delivering. 2 already to his name. You can see the hunt cleared out. They know there's more people onto C-site. Doctor quickly gonna teleport and use his ultimate onto the other side. Vera gonna go for that trade onto Markel. Vera for 2, Sarah for 1 more. Good round for them going to the half 4-8. And this is the foundation that you said that DSG needed.
Yeah, DSG needed a minimum of 8-4, and I'm glad they got it. They were able to hold off, but once again, the heroics fall onto the shoulders of Grumble with that first 2K that he found. He's been lifting them on his shoulders and carrying them across this entirety of the grand final so far. And he's still on top of things, 14-10. Last game, 30. This guy is absolutely on top of the world right now.
He's a monster. Oh, man.
Insane.
Absolutely.
Never give in.
Well, they're going to go in for a little bit of a fake onto C, it seems, by Styron with a fake reveal. And he's just going to probably fire a couple of bullets and accompanied by a one-way smoke. But Fixie is not really too phased out by this. A flash to clear out B main just in case. That's actually a good piece of information. And they throw out the smoke as well. They're expecting this to be a B hit, actually. But the tree door has been open, and Fixie's going to be forced away. He does have the patience available, and the trade can be possible in case he needs the sniper to help him. But Grumble, Juicy, 21 entry H.
Just now, Sube was the one who was able to get that value from that corner, but they were ready for him this time. DSG good for 2. Only a 1-man disadvantage. Throwing out drop, finds no one here, Jensen. He's been sharp. The banana man that's been able to grab many multi-frags. Clutching, in fact. I mean, hard. VSG, they've prepped this post plant very well. Grumble alone plays that. Jansen still wins it. The strength's a bit much. Can see the reveal come through from that Han. Juicy play a bit close with his teammates. You can see all of the members of RDA drop one by one, lining down, corralled into a line of fire. And they take the pistol.
That was a really great start. Grumble getting that first and then the second follow-up by Juicy as well. But then this double tap and tap from Juicy. Amazing stuff here. You know, it feels like the Ghost is the most, apt gun for the pew pew pew. I just I don't know, it's in my mind, man. Every time I see the Ghost fire, that sound cue just keeps playing in my head.
I mean,
it's so weird.
We have seen a moment in EMEA where we saw an ISO with a Vandal and a shield get completely obliterated by a Ghost. So, not surprising that this is happening right now. Regardless, the DSG already on that site. Vera here leading the tip of the spear onto A site. Spots out one. The Spectre are doing the work, moving in tandem with the Prowler itself. Grumble gonna find a lurking Sube as trades happen all around the Doctor. He finds Vera at the very end. Fixie all alone there. Will be seized. They know that he's there, throwing out that Pain Shell can't go anywhere. Juicy gonna be smiling. As the Doctor all alone once again, quite low. One tap is all Grumble needs to take him down. And RDA this time gonna go into a buy round as DSG looking to try and convert this bonus.
Yeah, they've got decent amount of, of firepower to do it as well. They've got a Vandal, two Bulldogs, a Spectre, and they're probably gonna let Grumble stay on that Ghost because, well, why the hell not? He's been absolutely amazing, even if you give him a knife at this point. So they're just going to have to worry about how this A side is going to be taken control of by Fixie, because you do see that flash and nade combo going to be coming in, but it's going to be towards Rubble this time. Going to run in, and it's going to be the teleport in from the Omen. A lot of nades coming in from the other side as well. So much pressure, and RDA just need to get out of dodge there because there's not any form of control that they can establish here on towards A main.
ESG this time asserts dominance onto Rubble. Attack has been the name of their game. They look completely dominant on this side. Smokes all around. RDA says, okay, play a bit more passive. We cannot win this fight. Can see some chip damage all around onto Wayne, onto Vera, Sube as well. So the members of RDA didn't come out unscathed. The Doctor, I'm gonna try and read this out, putting some smokes onto B site. Door open. Sube is the one gonna be tapped here. Vera, very sharp with that Bulldog.
Indeed. That initial denial of that A main and Rubble control is absolutely amazing. DSG, they knew they had trouble, but they instantly were able to turn it back around. Trade for trade here, but look at Grumble. He's crawled into the site and he's got no idea somebody's behind him on site, and he crosses both of them. They need to be worried about the Viper here. Markel, he's sitting straight dead center.
They know he's there, they have an idea. This is due diligence. Grumble comes out in the back. Because they miss each other, Jansen goes for a tap. Only good for one. Vera with a Bulldog. Making it work just as much as a Vandal would. Fixie this time. The call to save needs so much to bring this weapon to the next round. This is a really good round by DSG. Get some upgrades as well here too. And the catch-up game looks really good for DSG. No issues at all. As RDA, whatever big rounds, big gap they've made forward ahead of DSG, slowly dwindling.
This was the best case scenario for this team. DSG, this is a monumental attack side of round bonus that they've, kind of just clinched up and taken home now, because having that little bit of A main control denied from RDA, because they were really close to having it. The flash was really good. The nade was on point. But the problem was that they didn't expect the nade to fly in towards their direction along with a stun and a flash and a seize. They were denied that Rubble control, and I think that's what won them the round, because they were able to keep the pressure onto RDA to constantly keep their eyes fixed on that A side. Hence, the crawl in from Grumble came into the C side because they had to give out a little bit of firepower from that C side in terms of men to push it towards B so that the one player on B could move in towards A because there was so much, pressure. Amazing stuff from DSG, especially to set up Grumble, as once again, it proves to be their round for the win.
Only a hero rifle in Fixie's hands. Now, still the passive game for RDA. They've understanding that whenever they go aggressive, they're not winning these duels, these gunfights, these skirmishes. They gambled onto C-site. 4 on there. Door opened. Jansen all alone on the A site. Can't play off his utilities, his trips. It's adept on those taps. Clears out the corners with the Prowler. Vera rushing onto the site. So much space taken. Has some sort of idea where Jansen is gonna be. Taking up Heaven. Knows that drop has been cleared. Very, very close here. One-way smoke could give him a lot of value. Knock angle that he's been playing with. Gonna be using and clearing out. They know where everyone is now because of the Trailblazer. Vera good for 1. Can he go for more? Sube sustaining quite a lot of damage here. This time around, Vera wants more! Juicy is there to follow up for that. And they line up for him, almost like deja vu! Yesterday, Markel does it. This time it's gonna be Juicy. Markel alone, taking quite a bit of damage. The wall bangs through. And all Wayne had to do was wait for Markel to push out upstairs. The round is theirs, the equalizer. DSG managed to come back.
Nothing separating these two teams now. What seemed like a one-sided affair on the defense for DSG, where they were not able to take control whatsoever. Their attack side has flown in with just as much of an opposite effect. This is for the absolute terror of RDA as they watch themselves crumble to the pressure of DSG's Rain, who might just go unbeaten. Oh my god, Markel, so lucky to be alive.
By the skin of his teeth!
Yeah, 2 HP, that man, he's gonna be praying to the gods above. Thank you so much for keeping me alive, because he losing his life. Yeah, okay, never mind. He's gonna be back up to 100, but Sube, that's gonna be the regrowth completely, gone from this side for this round. At least so early on, he could have used it for a better situation to retake at least. But on the back of that shot, an A hit coming in as they've gotten control of Rubble and main already, and RDA playing a really passive game here.
In Ascent, Vera popping heads with the Marshall. Icebox, aggressive play on him with the Jet and the Op, and this time around, another agent. He makes these sniper guns work. Waiting for it to top. Excuse me, not happening quite yet. Checks all around. He moves in tandem with his teammates. The showstopper, not utilized quite yet. Could be used to take up some space all the way on the other side. RDA waiting for that pop. For good measure, throwing in that pain shell. Arumba as well. Not getting that on top regardless. So this time around, Fixie will be the one that tries to pull through, but Aziz will fight in the end. Vera finally finding one here. It'll be Jansen that sees the tail end of his op. Wait for one more as well. The overdrive is gonna be coming online. They didn't know that someone playing here very close. They know Sube is here now. The sprays are immaculate from Sube, but it's not enough to win him the round as DSG, they finally take the lead.
9-8, and DSG have made the comeback happen by winning 6 in a row, including the previous half's last round. And Reve Drift Arena forced to take a really nervous timeout here. DSG are 4 rounds away from being crowned as Malaysia Singapore's champions. And this timeout is the only thing separating RDA's comeback. Because if it's not successful, Tash, this could be the end of the game, the end of the line, the end of the road that they started themselves on.
This is a very, very high pressure moment for RDA. The first time in 3 years a Malaysian roster is able to make it to grand finals. The second shot, the doctor has made it here. They weren't able to do it before. He wasn't able to make it to grand finals before. And he doesn't want for that to happen again. Doctor has played in so many different regions, looking for the same success. They have to make it happen. This time around, not too sure what changes that RDA has done. But for the fans of MY of Malaysia, this is the moment they've been waiting for. And RDA has done it before, these high pressure moments, a comeback even.
Once again, that A side being poked around by the attack. And it's going to be Grumble holding on with the operator this time, expecting a bit of an eco push towards B. That's actually a good decision from DSG as well, to make sure that they let Vera move in. But he's actually been more impactful on the attack with the operator than he's been on the defense with the rifle. It's actually so ironic. Opens the door for a tree, kind of gives out a bit of a bait of information, making RDA feel a little bit more nervous about this site. Now they're going to focus on trying clearing that together, but DSG not too keen on just going in yet. They're going to re-hit this. Wayne, oh my god, he eats a bullet, but nothing more. Sube, he's been notorious with his double kills so far, but it seems like he's not going to get one through that wall there. And RDA actually call off this A hit. They're going to play really passive, leaving the one and only Sube on site. A smoke comes down to help him out for a bit, but this is going to be really difficult to hold on.
30 seconds left.
This is the side special manipulating the rotations. Vera good for one, Sube answers. Wayne throws out the paranoia, Juicy follows up. Let's take away Sube. His reign of 2K is ending, at least for this round. Wayne putting out that smoke and quickly but surely gonna play with that shorty. The doctor could not reposition. Styron here, spotting the head of Jansen, wants to go for that pickoff. Not able to quite yet. Chip damage onto him. The only pistols in hand, Jansen and Markel. Markel able to go for 2Ks, 3Ks, even Styron. Not allowing that to happen. Jansen here. Want to see him be able to come back on top. The Haunt. Want to be denied. They know exactly where he is. He takes a lot of damage. Just a distraction. The teamwork from DSG a bit much for the members of RDA to handle. Two split apart. Too much happening for them to respond.
It's quite amazing how much a little bit of silence can do in this game of Valorant, right? Because DSG didn't really do anything on any part of the map at all. They gave a little bit of a hint towards A, but the other two sites were completely quiet. But still, RDA overthinking themselves. The silence was killing them because they had no information apart from the fact that the tree door was rotating, and they kind of tripped over their own feet. Playing this amazingly, DSG. Like you said, manipulating rotations, but with just doing nothing. It's amazing how much value they're getting out of it. And now Grumble might get one. He spots one, but no, Fixie's better with it. Gets the first pick in a long time here as DSG finally lose a man early on into the round.
But it was a B hit all along. Look how fast they take up this space. Juicy and Vera, one each. Jansen for 2-3. He comes online. The Banana Man back online here. Aggressive multi-frags. Perhaps this is what RDA needs to play a game of catch-up.
DSG kind of read into that a little differently, but RDA had the perfect assumption about where this attack's going to be coming in. They set up for it absolutely almost, dead right. They had 3 players on the side. They had the operator taken out towards A main. They knew that there was no attention paid by DSG towards A main, which means this had to be a B or C hit. And now they're going towards C once again. The op back on Vera's shoulders. And he's going to hold on for a bit of aggression that's been shown so far by RDA. They've left A on the shoulders of just the doctor. And he's sitting in quite a bit of a one-and-done angle. If he's not going to get out of here quickly enough,
you know where he is.
He will be taken out without any kills whatsoever.
Vera as well, getting a pick of his own onto Fixie. Fixie tries to make something happen all alone. Punished for it. The neural theft coming online.
What a time.
Well, this is looking terrible for RDA. Positions compromised. Firepower dwindled. Yes, you can rely on Jansen for those multi-frags.
Planted.
A bit late the previous round, but to expect to do it again? DSG is one of those teams that are just so good at really being able to play these post plants. Vera good for one.
Last
Playing close, Vera for 3 in fact, as Wade cleans up the rest of the members of RDA. A big round from RDA, but DSG, every single round they lose, they readapt, they learn. Leaves RDA questioning, wondering, how are they gonna bring it back once they think they have? DSG changes it up.
Really good stuff here. Once again, that operator from Vera doing so well. They made sure that he didn't really go aggressive on that seaside mound region, which was kind of itchy. For a second, I feel like Vera really was confident about the fact that he could actually go in. But this man right here, keeping his team alive with an attacking operator on a Neon of all agents as well. Not something you see as usual. And here comes RDA trying to take matters into their hands. They know that they need control, and they establish it with the showstopper towards the seaside. Forced him away. He's ready for everything.
That aggression was just so good, playing off the sound of that showstopper. He waits, and immediately as they push, he gets 2, rushes straight toward A-side, understanding that the members of RDA are not quite there. They've been playing this so reactively. This is something that we said RDA is adept at doing, but on attack they look good. Vera takes up so much space. Just all this holds, punishing any member of RDA crossing. Sube, at the very least, he gets an upgrade. It just sounds of footsteps all around. It's hard to really pinpoint where everyone is. Juicy is close, they hear the sounds of the rope as well. As Vera, with the overdrive, gets 3 in fact. DSG hitting that point in RDA. This is the high pressure moment they need. The do or die moment. The moment where the doctor wants to be able to finally make it out at the end of this grand finals. But for DSG, they look good, they feel good. RDA looks so rough for them.
One last round to go here. It all comes down to this. The doctors pulled out the Odin and they've stacked up on A with 4 players. And with a little bit of initial contact with information of utility, nothing more given away. Once again, DSG playing this meticulously. They give them the warning sign of them being on rubble. But that's it. And it's only Fixie here who will be set up for a bit of a bait. Do they check him? Spam goes through. Juicy picks up the orb, and the showstopper's activated. They've got a flash. I think they're going to be doing a setup play here. A double flash comes in.
Here comes the showstopper!
Down A.
Wayne and Juicy! 1 each. Goes for Trey, Wayne for 2. He's been amazing, impeccable with these multi-frags. And now it's down onto Jensen's shoulders. A 1-on-4. Almost impossible to ask. Juicy is here! He cleans it up! A very decisive win for DSG! Split 1 wasn't for them, but split 2 with this roster change looks so good! And it's just tears and sadness all around for RDA. It's the first time a Malaysian team makes it to the grand finals, but DSG crushes the hopes and dreams for